Hey guys, this is Same Sex Dialogue episode 4, and man, do we have a crazy show for you today. We're going to be talking about crazy exes, and just also giving you some of our stories. And with that, it's going to be hilarious. So sit tight, and here we go.
Are you ready? It's time for Same Sex Dialogue Podcast, where you'll hear the most entertaining discussions about gay topics, current events, and news. We speak our mind and nothing is off the table. Now, here are your hosts, K-Town and the super sexy fashion queen herself, Kim Style.
Hey there, it's Kim Style, and thank you for joining us today. Oh my goodness. I just laugh when I even say the title of this show today, My Crazy Ex. Isn't there a show about that now on Lifetime?
You know it is. We watch it all the time.
Yes, we do. It's my crazy addiction right now. Oh my goodness.
It's hilarious.
But I think we can all can relate to that show. Hopefully not to that extreme.
No. But
doesn't everyone have that one crazy ex that they can have a really good conversation about?
They do, and we have some stories too. I mean, I have seen some things on Lifetime. Nothing like that has ever happened to me, but
right, because they're truly certifiable crazy. First, though, I want to read an email, and we're going to answer a question.
All right, let's do it.
Actually, this one is directed to both of us today.
Okay.
So it says, Dear K-Town and Kim Style, how did you two meet? Well, I'm going to let you start first. Oh, thanks, Ashley.
All right. So
you go first.
This is interesting. All right, so
I want to hear your version.
I had seen Kim out
and about
throughout a period when I had been in the military, and I am a veteran. I was in the military for 5 years.
Thank you, baby, for your service.
Hey, you're welcome.
More ways than one.
when I actually, was in the military, was don't ask, don't tell. You couldn't really do a whole lot in there for fear of being kicked out anyway.
It sucks.
So when I actually fully came out, just started doing me, I remember going to the bar. It was the local bar here. Everybody knew it. It was kicking back then.
It's closed now, and I'm so sad.
I know. And I remember seeing you there, and I was turning to my friend. I was like, my God, she's bad. She's the baddest thing up in here, and I wanted to get at you then, but I know I couldn't. And I'm not the type of person anyway to interfere.
You were so respectful.
I wouldn't do that. It's never good to start out a relationship like that, but I did undress you with my eyes.
You never told me that before.
Undressed you with my eyes, though. And then
there wasn't a lot of undressing to do, baby. There was very little clothing left.
I know. You were ridiculous back then, and you know it. But anyway, I seen her, throughout Pride and doing different things for Pride and different parties and things like that. But I never approached you. But there's one little spot here in Knoxville that a lot of people used to love going to.
It was very quaint, very small.
Yeah, very small.
Family-oriented.
And I loved it, though. I really loved it. And I seen you there, and I tried to put myself in your path, and you were dodging me.
Because I was in a relationship.
I know. I even tried
long-term, like 15 years.
Yeah, I know. But I was at least trying to, just have a conversation with you, and that wasn't even possible until the stars aligned one night, and I happened to see you there, and I seen her there, and we just started conversating, started talking, and was I nice?
You were very, very nice.
But tell the truth, were you attracted to me when you
immediately? I was like, what's that all about?
I love it.
What is that all about? I'd never seen someone so manly, and that's what I'm attracted to. I love that.
Honey,
but I think opposites do attract, because I'm so from this end of femininity, and you're so that end of masculinity, and I was like, whoa, what is that?
Honey, I love
not who is that, but what is that?
That's why I had to come over and see what was up with you, and we had a nice conversation, and then I kind of stood over there.
No. You planted yourself right in front of me.
Well, I had to let you look at the goods, had to check me out and see what I was working with. You were just checking me out, and then what happened?
I'm sitting there, perched up on my bar stool, right at the dance floor, remember?
Right up at the dance floor.
You planted yourself right in front of me.
I did, because I knew you.
Of course, I'm eyeballing you going, all those muscles and stuff going on. You were all tricked out in your
in my gear,
blue jeans, and you just look fine, baby. Fine, fine. And
then you
a good song.
Out.
No, a good song came on.
That's right.
And I knew in my little pea brain up here, I knew as soon as a good song I thought was like hip hop ish that you might like, I thought, ooh, that's got a good beat. I'm gonna say, you want to dance?
I
just tapped you on the shoulder. I just tapped her on the shoulder and said, "You want to dance?" And
I said, "Yeah, hell yeah."
And then she bent me over on the dance floor, dry humping me up there in front of
couldn't help it.
God and everybody.
I couldn't help it. Oh! But this is the best part. This is the best part.
I will give this to you. I'll let you say this.
When I was doing this, and I had Kim assume the position and back it up on me
on the dance floor, mind you,
I look up. And my ex is looking right at us doing this, and it was priceless.
Yeah, the one that had cheated on you.
It was priceless. I loved it because you was the baddest thing up in there, and I loved it. I loved every bit of it. But anyway, ever since then.
Anyway, to answer your question, Ashley, that's how we met.
Yes. We've been together ever since, and it's been a great relationship. But now we're going to get on to our show about crazy exes. And I tell you what, we have watched a show on Lifetime about crazy exes, and
hopefully none of you guys have to. And you know what?
None of y'all have a story on there.
If you think about it, we've seen 7 or 8 episodes,
yes,
and none of them have been gay relationships. Thank God, praise Jesus.
Are you sure?
No, none
I don't
of
think
them.
so. No, none of them have. But I'm
Seriously?
sure there are plenty. There are plenty.
I know people have their own stories, but the shows that we have actually watched have been all straight.
Yeah, they're
heterosexual couples.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes.
But
I tell you
but
what.
I'm sure the gays have their stories.
And I have a story.
Yeah, you're going to tell it right now, by the way.
And I was not actually with this person. We were just seeing each other from afar, right? She was
your booty call. She was your booty call when you were in town. Just say it, K-Town. When she was in town, she would call you up, and y'all would do the thing. Y'all would do the thing.
I was single, so we did.
She didn't think so. She thought y'all were in a committed relationship.
We did that.
She was wanting to get married.
You're right. She thought of something different. So when I, decided that I wanted to see what was up with you and give you my full attention, she just flipped out and went crazy on me. She actually...
Literally crazy.
Yeah, she did.
Lost it. She went as far as changing her identity and contacting me.
On Facebook. So I was like...
Oh, can I just say another reason why we're not on Facebook anymore?
I know. Except for having to have it for our show. Mm-hmm. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, she actually changed her identity to try and get to Kim, and was acting like, she was new in town and wanted to meet new people. And luckily, I asked you, I was like, did you have a girl that looks like such and such?
Talk about intuition.
I just had a gut feeling that
she may do that.
Yep.
And she did friend me, and she did a private inbox me, which my inbox stayed full all the time.
I know it did.
My close friends and family knew not to do that, so I didn't check it often. So when I came across hers, I thought, hey, yeah. And you asked me, hey, did anybody friend you? And I said, you described her, and I said, well, yeah, actually, I think a new person like that did friend me, and she sent me a private message.
I said, did she ask you any questions? You was like, yeah, it was kind of weird. And I was like, that's her. I said, that's her. Block her right now. Just block her because she's being crazy. I mean, she showed up at my house.
In lingerie, nonetheless. In lingerie. I mean, give the girls props. She tried. She didn't know my lingerie was better.
Hey, it was just crazy. My elderly neighbor looking at her, I said, this is crazy. Get in here. And I tried to explain to her, listen, I don't want nothing to do with you. So that was something else. I mean, she even, left me a blank check saying,
a blank check.
A blank check for me to just write out however much I want. It was just nuts. But
you could have totally bought me a Chanel purse with that.
I didn't want to do that,
I know.
Because
you always do the right thing, but a blank check, I'd be tempted. I have to say, I have good morals and values, but a blank check, I'm tempted to go straight to Chanel.
But she was desperate, I guess. I don't know.
Desperate? She was thirsty.
I know she was. She was thirsty.
Thirsty girl.
So we had to shut it down. And
you did shut it down.
But I've had, you try to break up with a female. I've had them, follow me on the highway. Did I ever tell you this? I mean,
No, I love these shows. Truth's coming out.
You know the crazy one I'm talking about.
Yes.
Well,
MB.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Followed me on the highway, on the highway, and was right beside me, right in the car, telling me, "Get back to the house, pull over." Wanted me to pull over, try to follow me all the way home at the time.
I know you guys can't hear the expression on my face, but it's pretty sad.
It was nuts. Hey, listen. One time I tried to when our local bar was actually just banging back then.
Hopping,
yes. I tried to leave, and somehow I got stuck in the yard. I was trying to just pull my car out because she was blocking me, and I tried to go in the yard, and I got stuck.
Oh, God.
Tearing up her dad's yard, but she jumped on the hood of my car.
You have some juicy stories.
Came out the door and said, "She's crazy." She jumped on the hood of my car like Spider-Man or some shit. It was crazy. But I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done with this crazy.
This was approximately 20 years ago for you, right? And she still calls you her ex.
Yes. I'm like, let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
Let it go. You don't have to keep introducing me as
your ex.
I'm just so over that. You have that issue too.
Yes, I do. I have people, my ex is so funny, will move like states away and come back and say, "Oh, it's nice to meet you. I'm Kim blah blah blah's ex." What? Who introduces themselves as someone's ex? Just say your name.
She's riding on your coattail, baby.
Your name will suffice. Your name is good enough. You don't have to say, "I'm Kim's ex."
She's still trying to be relevant. I don't understand it, but that was funny. That was funny. It happens. And also, Kim, you have another interesting story about...
No, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Telling.
Okay, a friend of mine allegedly, we won't name any names, but her ex literally put up a hammock in their living room. True story. Put her in the hammock.
We picked her up and put her in. Picked her up and laid her in the hammock.
Picked her up, laid her in the hammock, brought her food, fed her the food. She'd cook for her, feed her. I'm surprised she didn't have a catheter hooked up to her, so she didn't have to leave. She directed traffic around her. If you need to go to the kitchen, you'll have to go around the hammock.
That's crazy.
Yeah, her nickname is Hammock, actually.
Yeah, I love it. Hammock was...
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She was crazy, actually.
I'm going to stop there. My friend, quote unquote, never had to lift a finger for anything. Needless to say.
You are crazy. Well, I tell you what, we also have seen where, like, say you're out. I've had this happen so many times. If you're out another, you know who I'm talking about, crazy. I was actually out at the same bar, and, you know, my ex actually would just start something with me for no reason. I'm talking about
in public.
In public.
Keep your dirty laundry at home.
In public. We haven't been together for what, 6 months, 8 months, or whatever it would be when I was
This is
here.
the same one that rode beside you on the highway.
And jumped on the hood of my car.
Okay,
and locked herself in my car, and just all kinds of. And oh my gosh, hold on a minute. I got another story. Don't let me forget to tell you about
You
the
have
pager.
some really
The pager's
good crazy ex stories.
Well, she would just start arguments. You know, it's so embarrassing. I'm like, we would just end up having to leave. Like if I seen her out, I just didn't want to deal with it. You know, so me and my crew, we would go back to my house and chill or whatever. We just
Your little entourage.
Yeah, my entourage. We would just leave and go to my house and chill. But on that and on her, she also went through the extreme of changing back when everybody had pagers, right? Well, you can leave.
This is gonna be good.
Call.
Stay tuned,
you can
please.
Call and you could call, and the pager would, you know, have a message on there, you know. And so this ex, we broke up.
Did she get your?
She moved to Florida.
PIN number.
Yeah, she figured out my PIN and changed my message. She changed my message. Let's just say it was horrendous. And my mom heard it, and she was like,
"Not mama."
Yeah, my mom heard it, and she was like, "Oh my God, she is crazy."
Your mom was a good judge of character.
She was like, "She's crazy. You need to get rid of her." I mean, all my friends.
Can you say on
my
air
friends
what-
would call and say. My friends would call and say she kept changing it. My friends would call and say, "The best laugh of the day, Katina, is when I call you a pager." Because Michelle, she's changing it.
What would she change it to?
Just horrible stuff. Just any old thing. Anything
Like-
she can think of. Oh, and have her friends in Florida leave messages on there too. And also her friends in Florida would call me and cuss me out.
She's really psycho.
She is.
Psycho.
She was psycho.
That's not crazy ex. That's psycho ex.
Listen, it took me having to just fall off the face of the map in order to get rid of her. I had to change my number, change my address. I didn't tell her anything in order to get rid of her.
You're going to have to stop putting the smack down on these girls. The buck stops here.
I'm done. I put it down on you, didn't I?
I know you do. You have, and you always do.
Well, I tell you what.
I would turn into your crazy ex if you ever broke up with me. I would be that same person.
You would?
You just think she's
you don't
crazy.
have to worry about that. I'm marrying you, honey. I'm marrying you.
I do, and I accept.
Guys,
It's been so much fun.
yes, it has. It has, and
Short and sweet.
Yes, it has. And I'll tell you what, if you want to comment on this show
Or email us a question.
Yeah, or any other show, just reach out to us and just tell us who the question is directed towards, and then we'll try our best to answer it on air. And anything you want to say, babe?
Well, just that again, I'm super duper over excited that you joined in and listened today. This is so much fun.
Yes, it was
I've learned
fun.
so much about her and her crazy exes today. It
We
was
had a
fun
good time.
though.
Yes, it was. And guys, we appreciate you joining us for today's episode, and we'll see you next time.
Love you, baby.
Love you too, honey.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that's the end of the show. Have a question or want to put your 2 cents in? Send us an email or follow us on Twitter. But don't forget to subscribe for future shows because, well, you're nosy, and that's a good thing. Now, you don't have to go home, but you do have to get the hell up out of here. Ciao, baby.